Okay, students, let's start from where we left. We were doing chapter number 1, structure and cell structure and organization. In our previous lesson, we went through different types of the cells, differentiated and undifferentiated cell. We also went through the generalized structures of animal and plant cell. In today's lesson, the topics that we are going to cover are that of animal cell organelles, the organelles that are found in animal cell and their respective function. The organelles that we are going to discuss are nucleus, cell membrane and cytoplasm, and we will also see what's the meaning of division of label and the literal definition of organelles. So this is the diagram of an animal cell. I showed you the diagram in our previous lesson also. All these organelles, not all of them are included in your syllabus, so I will put stress only on those organelles that are included in your syllabus. Today we just have to see 3 organelles. First of all is the cell membrane. Cell membrane is also called as plasma membrane and cell surface membrane. All these 3 terms are used for this membrane. Structurally, it is thin and made up of lipids and proteins. If you are asked to write the function of cell membrane, you can write that it can protect the cell, it protects the cell, it maintains the shape of the cell, it encloses the cell contents. Whatever present in the cell is bounded by this membrane so it does not leak out. And a very important function is that it regulates the movement of molecules in and out of the cell, since it is partially permeable. Partially permeable means that it selects certain molecules to pass through and will stop the entry of others depending upon their molecular size and their solubility in lipids and water. You will get to know more about this structure in your A-level syllabus. For this class, you just have to remember that cell membrane is thin, it is made up of lipids and proteins. What are the function? It maintains the shape of the cell, animal cell specifically. It protects the cell, it encloses the contents of the cell, and since it is partially permeable, it controls the movement or regulate the movement of molecules that pass into or out of the cell. So this is the structure of our second organelle that we have to discuss today. This is called nucleus. This is the information center of the cell. Why I'm saying that it is the information center? Because it contains genetic material. We will go through the function later. First, let's see what's the structure of nucleus. If you see that I have made the membrane which is not continuous, there are pores in them. These pores are called nuclear pores. Again, in your A levels, you will get to know that what kind of substances are made inside the nucleus and which are moved through the nuclear pore out into the cytoplasm. These thread-like structures are called chromatin. This is the genetic material which is carrying the information which would be passed from one generation to another. Then there is a darkly stained circular structure inside the nucleus. This is called nucleolus. The jelly-like material which is present between the nucleolus and the nuclear envelope or membrane, this is called nucleoplasm. Boys, also remember that whenever there is written nuclear envelope, it means that this membrane is doubly layered membrane which has discontinuity in between them. There are nuclear pores. These pores allow molecules to pass through it. I have told you about nuclei, and I have also told you about genetic material which is in the form of thread-like structures. Now let's get on with the structure, function of the nucleus. I told you that the function of nucleus is to control the activities like growth, other metabolic activities of the cell, since it contains the genetic material which is made up of DNA. The genetic material or hereditary material is made up of a chemical called deoxyribonucleic acid. This DNA carries information in the form of genes which are passed from one generation to another. Plus, it also contains all the information necessary for the activities of the cell, whether it may be growth, the lifespan, the metabolic activities that happening inside them, the biochemical reaction happening in it. All these functions or activities are controlled by these information. Now let me tell you the appearance of this genetic material or hereditary material. The genetic material comes in two physical forms. It can appear in two physical forms depending upon whether the cell is dividing or not dividing. So if the cell is not dividing or it is in non-dividing stage, you will see genetic material appeared as thread-like structures. These thread-like structures are called chromatin. Now, if the same cell has to undergo division, these thread-like structures will get highly coiled and condensed and will become rod-like in structure. These will be called as chromosome now. This is the diagram of chromatin, which are thread-like structure present only when the cell is at non-dividing stage. This is the structure of chromosome. This happens when the cell has to undergo division. The same thread-like structure will become highly condensed and coiled and will become this shape. Both of them are made up of DNA and protein, but the appearance or the morphological form of them is different. Next we have to discuss is cytoplasm. The material which is present between the nucleus and cell membrane is known as cytoplasm. This is a jelly-like material which have different consistency depending upon which kind of cell you are talking about. It can be like semi-solid or watery. The percentage of this consistency can be different in different cells depending upon the type of the cells. I am repeating again, cytoplasm is a jelly-like material which can appear in different consistency. The consistency of cytoplasm can differ. Those states are called gel state or sol state. Depending upon the type of the kind, the percentage or the quantity of this gel or sol state may differ. Okay, this cytoplasm contains small structures. These structures are called organelles. Organelles can be defined as functionally and structurally distinct part of the cell. These are like small organs which are specified to perform a specific function. You can define them as subcellular structures as well. Okay, what is division of labor means? Division of labor means that the cell has divided its work into different compartments. Compartments are being made. For example, there is a compartment for formation of energy. That compartment or organelle is known as mitochondria, labeled at number 9 in the diagram. So we have assigned this organelle a specific function. Work has been divided into different compartments or are given to specific organelles to perform. This division of labor, this division of work helps the cell to work very efficiently, and the cell is able to perform or can survive individually very efficiently because of this division of labor. Each organelle is separated from the other by a membrane, and their work is only confined to themselves. The structures have specific functions, not generalized functions.